Welcome to Let's Talk Politics on AIG Media Pro. I am Emeka. In a few days, Nigerians will be deciding who their leaders will be, both at the federal level, state level, House of Rep, and House of Assembly. With us today, we have a very young man who is just venturing into politics. He is a candidate of Social Democratic Party, SDP, and he is Oluwatobi Emeka Adejoroloa, and is contesting for Lagos House of Assembly. It's just at Constituency 1. Am I correct?
Yes, very correct.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So, looking at your background, you have been into, let's say, private sector.
Yes.
You're an architect, but basically in the private sector.
Yes.
Why venturing into politics? What inspired you?
Well, what inspired me is, for so many years, I've wanted to see a better Nigeria. For so many years, I wanted to see improvement in my community. And I've wanted to see changes. And well, over the years, I've been in a position where we keep talking, we keep arguing, we say they should do this, they should do that. But, you know, when I had deeper reflections and thinking about the whole situation, I got to understand that everyone needs to play a part in the development of their community. So back then, when I was a lot younger, they say the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. But what you have to do is to fight to be given that position of leadership. But so what I'm doing is to be able to put myself out there and to see how I can participate in ensuring that the wishes and dreams I have of my community, I play a part in doing that. Okay,
the thing is, I've interviewed several candidates, and all I keep hearing is, I want to make a difference. I want to make something better. Now let's bring it down a bit.
Lagos, okay. Yeah.
Which is the 7th largest economy in Africa.
Yes.
The cosmopolitan megacity with over 20 million and counting.
Yes.
And if you look at other parts of the country, other states, everybody wants to come to Lagos.
Yeah.
Everybody's dream is to be based in Lagos.
Yes.
So to some people, Lagos is working.
Okay.
And Lagos has been under one party. Yeah. Whatever the switch, AC, ACN, AD, and now APC. Yeah. And the present ruling class, which is APC, thinks or says that Lagos is going well. So what do you want to change?
Well, we wouldn't say that there hasn't been development under the present administration.
So what do you want to do differently?
What we want to do differently is to ensure that we hold government accountable. What we want to ensure is that people are more aware of the responsibilities of government. Because my own experience so far is that people don't even know what a House of Assembly members' duties are. Most people don't even know who their representatives are. And it is structured in such a way that you can actually hold people accountable. You don't need to go to a Lausa to hold people accountable. You have your House of Assembly member to be held accountable. When it is a national issue within your constituency, you have the House of Rep to hold accountable. But if something happens, the first thing is, oh, it's the president, or oh, it's the governor. They don't look at the person representing them. Now, the reason why I'm running for this position is to ensure that there's an engagement between the people, the electorate, the residents, and the government. There's a gap between these two. So the House of Assembly member bridges this gap. He bridges it in the way that he takes their issues, their problems. He has stakeholders meetings with different people and different classes of people within that constituency. For example, you could say education. You can say, okay, within my own constituency, I can take all the private school owners and all the people within the public school within my constituency, bring them together and look at education squarely. Look at their challenges, look at their problems. We can turn that into policies and bills. Then I take that to the government to push it into law so that it can impact them and impact my constituency. If I am talking about business, I can have a stakeholders meeting where all the people who have businesses within my constituency, I engage with them, know what their problems are, and we form policies or sponsor bills that can help better the way they do business.
Are you indirectly saying this has not been done before? Because what I'm sure our viewers want to know is what you want to do differently as an individual.
What I want
that has not been done for the past 20 years.
Okay, so I grew up in Lagos for 30-something years. I lived in Shomolu, I lived in Yaba, I lived in Bagada, Phase 1, and different areas. And I have never had a conversation with any House of Assembly member. That's my own personal experience.
So indirectly, you are saying it's going to be all-inclusive. What
I'm saying is that we are going to carry the people along because these people are the ones who voted us in. So it's not going to be a once in a 4-year visit. It's going to be a constant engagement with them to ensure and for them to know that government cares and government is doing something about their lives to make it better for them.
Okay, let's look at it this way, you know. Sometimes back, this not too young to run was passed into the bill, and now a whole lot of candidates, a whole lot of contestants came out being young. But the old politicians, let me say our current leaders, thinks and says that the youths are not experienced. And looking at your background, is just, you've not been into politics, you've not been into any public office. But now, what experience do you have that thinks over 300,000 people should trust you with their votes? With the last census, I think it is a constituency 1 has over 300,000 residents. So what experience do you have, or how do you want to convince the viewers that they should trust you with their votes?
First of all, the political class that is ruling, what do they have to show that they can say, oh, the youths don't have experience? If they have the experience, then Nigeria shouldn't be where it is today. And it's not about, yes, experience is there for you to be able to lead. You need the capacity. It's not about just being young. It's about having the heart to serve your people and having the heart to hold government accountable. If you go to different countries, you can look at Macron, you can look at other countries, you have young leaders. Even when we're fighting for independence, Nnamdi Azikiwe was the youngest person to fight for independence, and he was 40. If you look at the others, they were in their 20s. So if they are saying that they are inexperienced, then they should go and talk about our history and tell us our history is the young people who supported us or fought for independence, they know what they were doing. Well, what we are doing, now the thing is that we need a mix between the different classes of people who will be in governance. But definitely we need the leaders, we need the older people, we also need the youths to be involved because we all form a part of this constituency. So we need everyone to be fully represented and to be able to speak for their own constituency. For us, the youth, if you look at the development that is going on all over the world, you can see that it is fast-paced. You can see that you are looking at advancement. And I believe the youth, the new crop or generation of people should be able to translate that into our government. They should be able to translate and put things in place for us to be able to compete at that level. So I think that's the energy and the ideas and the innovations the youth can bring into governance, which we are lacking right now.
Okay, so let's look at Tobi Adejorolu as a person and the party. What is the main pillar of your campaign?
The main pillar of my campaign is human capacity.
Okay.
When I say human capacity, because what we believe as social democratic party, we believe in human dignity, we believe in sanctity of life, we believe in equity, because it's our philosophies and our ideologies. Even my training as an architect, before you embark on anything, there must be a concept. There must be an understanding before you approach anything. So SDP as a party, we have, quote unquote, a concept, human dignity. And how do you dignify a human being? It's by giving him all the opportunities for him to be able to aspire to achieve all that he needs to achieve. How do you make him aspire? Is to empower him. How do you empower him? Education. Education is the only way you can empower someone to be liberated. Then also vocational training.
Let me cut it right there.
Yeah.
You said you want to empower with education.
Yes.
But with what is going on presently now, the electorate see that empowerment as give me money, I would vote you. That is the only empowerment that makes sense to them.
Okay. we've been going around and we have been getting that, but it's about changing their orientation. They have thrown so many questions at me. They've asked us, okay, so when are you giving us money? I said, if I give you money now, then that means you'll not see me in the next 4 years because I have paid you. And once I have paid you, that's the end of our transaction. Is the next 4 years I'll come and I'll pay you again. Do you want that? And you have a resounding no. Because people really want to move forward in life. They have seen the economic crunch and situation that has enlightened them to know, okay, why are we having this economic crunch? They have seen that it's due to bad governance. So they actually now want to see how they personally can make a change. So we've been telling them, we aren't giving you any money because we have to start the right way. We have to tell them it's not money politics.
On the right there, we've been having a discussion with SDP candidates representing Etiosa Constituency 1, Oluwatobi Adejoro Oluwa. Please stay with us. Welcome back. This is still Let's Talk Politics on AIG Media Pro TV, and I am Emeka Igbenoba. With us in the studio today, we have Oluwatobi Adejoro Oluwa, who is representing Etiosa Constituency 1. You talked about, you've been going out, meeting people, telling them it's not about giving them money now, and it's not about coming now and later coming after 4 years. But in all your going out, what would you say in particular is lacking in the Etiosa constituency?
I think...
what are the basic things lacking?
I think quality education for the people in the grassroots. I think that's... I think quality education. Because if you look around Etiosa, if you look at Muriokon, Park, all the way to Songotedo, you see so many schools that these people within the grassroots can't afford. Even the people who call themselves the elite, they pay through their nose to even afford the schools that are around the constituency.
The public schools or the private schools?
I'm talking about both. Now, the private schools are very expensive, so it's inaccessible to the people within this community. Even the elite, when you're talking about school fees of 1 million, 1.5 million.
So are you going to increase the quality of the public schools or the private schools?
What you just do is to increase the quality of the public schools. It will definitely affect the cost of the private school.
Have you visited any public school in that constituency?
Yes, I have visited. That's there's one along this Lekki Egbe axis.
And what would you say they are lacking?
Number one, the facilities is in a very poor state. You don't, even if you go to where you have their toilets, it's in a very bad state. And again, another thing is also, yes, we have the part of the infrastructure, we also have the part of the quality of education that you're giving to them. You're talking about the teachers, you're talking about the curriculum. If, when I am there, what I'll be pushing for is for a total overhaul of our curriculum, because it doesn't even meet our present needs or future needs. You always hear this story that our youth are unemployable. Yes, that is true, but it's a problem from the system. So we need to start solving that problem right from the primary school, and we'll start from the public primary schools, so that we are able to get people who can actually productively give back to the community in terms of their abilities, their critical thinking, and their skills. When you look at the curriculum of the schools, there are some certain things that we need to introduce. Number one, we need to introduce, even from primary school, entrepreneurship. We need to bring financial literacy. We need to also bring things like even politics, even to our schools, because you find out the average Nigerian today is thinking about how he will succeed, how he will blow. He never thinks about how his community would succeed, how his community will blow. We are very individualistic and selfish as a people. So from there, we need to start changing the orientation of people. Yes, maths, English, social studies and all of that are good, but we need to be able to look at values and skills that we can give to these people, so that anywhere they find themselves in life, they'll be productive. You
said something the other time. You said, when I said, why do you think Lagos is not working? You said you live at Bagada, you live at Yaba.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, have you really lived at your constituency that you want to represent?
Yes, I have lived for years here, and most of the projects I do are in this Etiosa. So I am very conversant with this area. Different, right from, even from Constituency 1 all the way down to Constituency 2. But I live here in Etiosa Constituency 2, so I'm running for this particular constituency.
Okay, let's look at funding. Politics in Nigeria is a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
And politics in Lagos, people say that you can't run politics in Lagos without a godfather.
Yes.
So does Toby have a godfather?
No, we don't have a godfather.
We or Toby?
Okay, I don't have a godfather.
So where is Toby getting fund?
From people like you and people within around who believe and share this vision, people who want change, friends, families, colleagues,
are they
associates.
funding it because they believe in your ideology, in your concept, or they are funding it because when you get there, you'll be giving them kickbacks, contracts, compensations?
Not at all. They know my value. They have engaged with me over the years. So, number one, they believe in me, in what I'll do when I get into office, and they also want to make a change in their own community. Not everyone can come out for politics, but in whatever way they can support or help, they do that by contributing financially to the campaign. Another reason why some people contribute who really haven't known me for a while is about my manifesto and my plans for when I get into the office. We've been able to hold meetings where we've been able to discuss in terms and in details what we'll be doing when we get into the office. So most people from there contribute and donate into the campaign. What we've been able to do on our own parties, because from my own experience, I see that it's from election and it's from campaign that the corruption starts. Because if I have someone who is giving me 50 million to run my campaign, definitely he would collect interest. That money is not free. He's going to collect interest on that money. And he would also be pushing you or nudging you to do one or two things for him. That's where most people get caught up in the entire corruption circle. So what we've been able to do to solve that problem in our own campaign is to do crowdfunding, is to reach out to people. So the 5,000, the 10,000 contribution of all of those things is what we've been using.
So have you been transparent enough as regards the disbursement of, because it's now a public fund?
Yes, it's public funds. It's very transparent. There's a breakdown of all the expenses. First, we even have a budget, so we even know where the monies are going to. Okay. And again, another smart thing we've done about our campaign is that we have broken down each of these things into items. So you might not even be giving us money. You might just say, oh, for your t-shirts, for your caps, I would sort that out for you. You can even bring it to us, and we'll be very glad to do that. So there's transparency in what we are doing and how we are managing funds, because what you do now tells what you do when you get into the office. So we are running it transparently.
Let's look at Lagos State and Etiosa in general.
Okay.
Lagos as a whole now, you can't separate Togri from Lagos. In fact, for people that are not in Lagos, when you say Lagos, they tend to say, oh, Togri, Agbiru, like that. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure.
But again, when you now also look at Etiosa, the level of Togri, I think, is like the second highest in Lagos, apart from the Oshodi and the Ajegule. So now, if you assume office.
Sorry, which part in Etiosa?
Etiosa is Etiosa.
Which part? Okay.
Either Constituency 1 or Constituency 2.
Okay.
But the entire Etiosa is known to have a very high volume of Togri. Yes. Like what our viewers might know as Agbiru. So the question is, if Toby assumes office, what would you do? Either to curb or to promote?
Well,
because you know there's this saying that people do use them, politicians use them. So the question is, as an individual, if you assume office, what would you do?
Number one, it's to give them an opportunity, is to engage with them.
What they are doing is an opportunity.
Well, a different opportunity.
Okay.
First is to engage, to actually know what the problem is, and to let them know that there's government presence, not to attack them, but to know that there's a government that wants to listen to their issues. Because they say an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So if these people don't really have things doing productively, definitely they are your next talks. Because one way or the other, man must survive. So one thing we are going to do is to ensure that we can do vocational and skill acquisition training for most of these people, because if you see now, Etiosa is a place that is really developing. You have so many real estate projects that are going on along this axis, and we don't even have adequate manpower and skilled personnel to be able to accommodate all of these needs. We find that I'm guilty of this because I'm talking from experience. I'm an architect. When we look at building projects, we get people from Cotonou. Some other projects, you see Chinese people who even come in to handle some of these projects. Why can't we use these people that we call thugs? That
probably because they are not skilled in.
Exactly. So why can't government, we as government will come in and see how we can do training for these people. So we give them an opportunity.
Bring in skill
acquisition for most of these people.
Okay, very quickly for 30 seconds, you can face the camera, tell the people of Etiosa why they should vote for you. Come March 2nd, am I correct? That's
come March 2nd, I am Tobi Adejoroluwa under the Social Democratic Party, SDP, running for Etiosa Constituency 1. The reason why you should vote for me is because we are going to be doing things differently. We are going to be holding government accountable. We are going to be having an engagement between you and the government. You are going to be seeing me frequently, and I'm going to be attending to your issue. It's no longer going to be business as before. It is governance for improvement and progress within our community and within our constituency. We need new ideas. We need creativity. We need different things to come into the play of governance and politics. I also.
Thank you very much. We are really out of time.
Okay.
So you've heard it from Tobi Adejoroluwa, who is a candidate of Social Democratic Party and is vying for office at Lagos House of Assembly, Etiosa Constituency 1. That's all for now, and let's talk politics on AIG Media Pro TV. I am Emeka. See you next time.